It's if you have Hulu,
Yes.
or do the free trial and watch it, whatever. It's rated R. It dropped in 2017 technically, but I think it just became available for us this year.
Okay.
It's considered a horror comedy. It's very meta in the tradition of Scream and or The Cabin in the Woods. It's got an 81 on Rotten. It's 1 hour and 38 minutes, and the synopsis is: two unofficial crime reporters, Sadie and Michaela, catches the sadistic serial killer in the act and decide to use him as a guide for their own killing spree. Starring Brianna Hildebrand, Alexandra Shipp, and Josh Hutcherson.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, this movie's crazy. And it turns the genre literally on its head, making the victims the killers.
Nice.
Plays. It's very interesting because it plays with like kind of taboo subject matter, and kind of pokes fun at it. And you know, when you can do that and make something entertaining and not vulgar or offensive, my hat goes off to you. So yeah, everybody check out Tragedy Girls on Hulu. And that's my only rec for this week as well. Short and sweet this time.
Yeah. I actually got a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you seen? I think it's a new movie coming out. The actor who died last year, from Star Trek.
Oh, from Green Room?
Yeah. Did you see the movie that he's coming out in?
No.
You haven't seen it? Oh, it looks pretty cool. He's like a drug dealer / like.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty like.
That must have been done.
Like I just saw the trailer yesterday, I think.
But he must have filmed that like a few years ago, because from what I know, Green Room was his last on-screen
Okay.
completed film.
Yeah. So it might be just getting dropped now. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. Just check it out.
Do you know what it's called?
I don't remember what it's called. I know if I look it up on YouTube, it'll probably show up. But
Okay, cool.
But yeah, definitely check it out if anybody knows what I'm talking about.
Anton Yelchin.
Yes, there you go.
Boom.
Yes, dropping names.
Saved you, man.
Yes, thank you.
This time it was me.
No, that movie looks pretty cool.
Okay, for sure.
Definitely check it out.
We'll just talk about it later.
Yes.
When we have more info.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring back shows, and more shows, because we haven't done this for a few episodes now.
Yes.
Because somebody hasn't made us our intro. Vic, we're looking at you. Anyway, yeah, let's talk about some shows coming up.
Let's do it.
So, you're gonna love this title, but a band. So I just saw Converge recently, right?
Yeah.
And the drummer's side project is now involved in a West Coast tour, and they're gonna be playing Soda Bar, but his band is called All Pigs Must Die.
Nice. Catchy.
Yeah. They're gonna be playing with Baptists. Baptists will be opening, and that's going to be at Soda Bar this Friday, the 23rd, which will be when this episode airs. So if you're in the San Diego area, San Diego County, and you're into heavier music, come out and check that out. Hopefully I'll be there. Yeah.
Nice.
Moving on. The Sunday after that show, which will be the 25th of February, Enter Shikari and Single Mothers will be playing at the Irenic in North Park. Yeah, so if you're in, if you're in the San Diego area and you like shows, and these guys are like, more like alternative rock. So slightly heavy, but a little less crazy than the one before. But yeah, Single Mothers and Enter Shikari.
Nice.
Check it out. And then a past show that I just did earlier this week, I went to see Dan Auerbach of the Black Keys.
Yeah.
And he tore it up, dude. Tore it up.
Yeah, man, I saw your couple of videos that you had.
Right, on the story.
Social media. Yeah. It was pretty good, man.
Yeah, that was rad. We had a good a little vantage point too to watch everything. Shannon and the Clams opened, which is another one of my favorite bands. That was fun. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to shout them out and say that was a great show. And then that takes us into our main focus.
Focus.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now for the movie focus of the week.
All right, and we're back. So we're going to be talking about The Place Beyond the Pines,
Yes.
which is rated R. It's from 2012. It's a drama. It runs 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's got an 80 on Rotten.
Nice.
Very impressive. It's set in the backdrop of upstate New York. It follows the story of two men and their children who have to deal with the consequences of each other's actions over a course of time.
Yeah.
Starring Ryan Gosling, Bradley Cooper, Eva Mendes, Ben Mendelsohn, Dan DeHaan, Ray Liotta, Mahershala Ali, and Rose Byrne.
Nice.
This was my pick for anybody who doesn't know for the week, and this is my favorite film of 2012. And I feel like it's very underrated, and not a lot of people know about it. I know it got some praise when it came out, but I feel like it's kind of gone under the radar since then. And so I wanted to talk about it, and I'm glad you hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I was the one to be able to show you, and now we get to chat about it and see what you thought, James.
Yeah.
So with that, we're going to open up the floor for questions and discussion.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So what did you think?
This movie was entertaining,
Yeah?
to say the least. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It has one of those kind of, I feel like a lot of Ryan Gosling's movies and are kind of slow burners.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, they can't, kind of handle those type of movies. I guess, you know what I mean? Kind of like, I know one of my friends had seen Drive, and they didn't like it because it was like too slow paced.
Mm-hmm.
Like things weren't happening all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of feel like that's his style, more of a
Like art house.
yeah.
Art housey. Like I feel like he makes movies for smart people.
Yeah,
Or it's like they're these films are intellectual. You know what I mean? And some people they don't get it.
They just want explosions.
Or
and shootouts and stuff, or something that's continuously happening throughout the movie to keep you interested. If you don't have that type of attention span, where you're kind of you start looking at your phone or something, and just fade off into the distance. You're kind of your eyes kind of glaze over, and you just let me know when something interesting is happening. But I really enjoyed this movie. I love all of his movies, and the cast was awesome.
Right?
Yeah, the cast was it was jam packed with people.
It really is. But then they also don't feel shoehorned in there.
No, yeah.
They all seem to have a purpose and they do their job, and I feel like they make that movie all that much more better, right?
Yeah.
Like because this is a long movie.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have compelling performances throughout it, it starts to drag and it's kind of become sluggish, and you're like, whoa, when is this gonna be over?
Yeah.
And in this one, for me especially, I don't feel that. I don't
not at all.
I don't feel the runtime because you're so especially because of the way that this is structured. It's so kind of almost anti-structure. Like it doesn't really follow those rules of a screenplay. So I really enjoyed that. I love people taking risks like that, and it's always fun to watch Gosling, of course.
He did the genius. So I guess.
And he's only in this for the first half of the film.
Yeah, spoiler. But I was gonna bring up the runtime because it's just 2.5 hours almost.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel it at all, and that's something you can credit to the movie, to the director, to the way that everything, like you said, everything is keeping you interested in. If you can, some people can't pay attention to movies that are kind of a little slower or slow burners.
I don't really think that this is even like a slow burn. Like a lot of stuff happens in this.
No, yeah.
And they get it going right away. And you know, Gosling's character is like this, like they mentioned, kind of this outlaw. He follows his own rules. He was traveling with what was it, like a kind of like a circus type thing, and he does like daredevil shit or whatever,
which is awesome.
And he's just kind of, you can tell that he's only he's used to just taking care of himself and looking out for himself, and that's it. But before we get into the meat of this, I wanted to say this film is available on Netflix.
Yes, it is.
So if you haven't seen this yet, or you want a refresher, put us on pause and go stream this, and then come back so you'll know what we're talking about a little bit better.
Yeah.
So that's your warning. We may have potential light spoilers for this film from this point on. So. You have been warned. So I'm assuming you liked it then.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I think I want to point out who is it? Ray Liotta's character.
Yeah, the cop. Yeah.
Yeah, he's only in the movie for maybe 10 minutes. Not even that, maybe. But he. His character is so strong, just in the short amount of time that he's actually in the movie, and I kind of had a feeling that he was going to be some type of,
villainous character,
just because that's what he kind of plays now in most of his stuff. But yeah, I really liked his character, and the stepdad of Jason. He's from Moonlight, Luke Cage. I can't remember the actor's name, but he always seems to play like, at least in the 2 movies that I've seen him in, he's kind of always he plays a really good like adoptive father figure, which kind of he's really good at playing that role, which he does it in Moonlight, which he's amazing in that. And he's only in that for 10 minutes.
Yeah, Moonlight's great, dude.
Yeah.
I'm glad you've seen that.
Yeah. But yeah, I like both of their characters, and like you said, Gosling's character is awesome. He's, like you said, he's just that outlaw, and he's used to being on his own, not worrying about anything, and then he kind of gets that bomb dropped on him.
Which is so he comes back to town, I guess the carnival that he's with travels around.
A year.
Yeah, and he comes back. He does his thing. This girl comes by to see him that apparently the last year he had a fling with, and she doesn't have. I guess she probably came there to tell him that she had his kid.
Yeah,
but she didn't have the heart to, and he finds out later that she has his kid and wasn't planning on telling him, so he gets really upset, and then he it's almost like, well, wow, like I'm not really like a drifter anymore. I have a purpose. Which is interesting. It adds layers to Gosling's character immediately, and he starts kind of fighting with himself, like, I don't have anything to offer. I need to do something fast and be able to provide for my family now. And so he spends the kind of the beginning of the film trying to convince Eva Mendes or the girl. What's her name again?
He calls her Ro.
Romina.
Yeah, Romina.
He I guess he's trying to get her to kind of come away with him and be like,
we'll just run away together. We'll go to any town you want to. You like this town, we'll stay there. And if you don't, it says fuck you, we're out of here, and we'll leave. And
because the huge conflict between Romina and Gosling's character Luke is that she already has another man who is the Coffee.
Yeah, Coffee.
His who ends up being his stepfather throughout the whole thing. But yeah, she's conflicted. She doesn't know if she should leave him because he hasn't done anything